Hi, my name is Miko Vergun, and I am a Juliana plaintiff on the Our Children's Trust lawsuit, also known as ETH v. Gov. I'm just going to be talking a little bit about myself, how I got involved with climate activism, and the case that I'm involved in, Our Children's Trust, and how it got started, and how. All right, I'm going to try to screen share that one more time. Here we go. Um, So yeah, my name is Miko Vergun. I am 19 years old. I go to Oregon State University as a sophomore. I am from the Marshall Islands, grew up in Beaverton, Oregon, and I've been doing climate activism since I was 13 years old. So a few of the activist stuff that I've been doing before I became a Juliana plaintiff was a few things that were local, starting out with testifying at city council meetings or against pipelines like that you may have heard of, the Tesoro pipeline, the Keystone pipeline, um, as well as other things. Me and my brother started a project in Beaverton, Oregon to try to get Beaverton to divest from fossil fuels. And since then, we've been doing a lot of other activist work that led into being a Juliana plaintiff. And one of those things was participating in a one-day free academy hosted by Plant for the Planet, um, which basically is an organization that teaches kids about climate change, how to talk about it, so that when they want to do activism and they want to talk to basically people in office and stuff, who are in charge of making these bills and putting them onto the floor. They'll come prepared. Um, and basically, they teach them about their rhetoric skills. And this actually really helped me a lot because as a kid, I kind of grew up pretty quiet, pretty shy. So the program helped me a lot on learning how to talk to people, and which is why I feel super comfortable doing these type of presentations and talks. So I really give my props to them. After we came pretty involved with Plant for the Planet, we heard through the grapevine that this organization called Our Children's Trust was going to file a lawsuit against the federal government over climate change. And me and my brother, who is also a plaintiff, we jumped at the chance because we knew this was going to be a landmark case. There. So I was born in the Marshall Islands and adopted from there. And if you don't know where the Marshall Islands is, basically, if you draw a horizontal line from Hawaii and Eastern Australia, it should be in the middle. I was born in the capital, Marshall, and that's basically where my passion lies in terms of climate change. While I live in Oregon and I see the effects here, especially during wildfire season, including this year, which was crazy. I'd never experienced anything like that before. But I obviously do feel the physical impacts of climate change here today, living in Oregon. But I also have emotional ties with my birth country, the Marshall Islands. It is considered a frontline community because scientists predict that it'll be one of the first to go underwater, if one of the first in the Pacific to go underwater, if we do not do anything about climate change. And this would be very devastating to not only Pacific Islanders that also belong to islands that are also in danger of going underwater, but in terms of Marshall Islands, that'd be super devastating because the people, our hearts, our soul, our being lies with the land. So without the land, um, our our soul goes away basically. Like it's very detrimental to our culture. So yeah, so my passion for advocating for the Marshall Islands really influenced me and how I've been super involved with activism. And one of those things that I've been doing because of those influences is becoming a climate change ambassador for Youth Action for Our Youth, which is an organization that me and my mom and my brother co-coordinate in Oregon. And one of the reasons why I got involved with the lawsuit, Our Children's Trust, because usually, and I feel like a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but like when you get signed up to an organization, you all of a sudden get all these emails from them. And that's basically how I heard about the lawsuit. Was me and my mom and my brother were basically holding these academies, and with the grapevine and all these emails coming in, we saw this email saying, hey, would you like to be a part of this lawsuit, basically suing the government over climate change? And me and my brother, and this organization, Our Children's Trust, has already done really great work with youth. So me and my brother were really interested, and we jumped at the chance. So what is Our Children's Trust? Our Children's Trust is a nonprofit interest law firm which focuses on securing the youths as well as future generations' futures and their constitutional rights to a safe and livable and sustainable planet. With that, we are wanting to make a greater impact by pushing systematic change within the courts as well as a science-based climate recovery plan. So basically, explaining that a little bit, there's 21 of us, including myself and my brother, and we're suing the government for violating our constitutional rights to life, liberty, and property, for allowing and promoting the use of fossil fuels over and knowingly contributing to climate change over the past 50 years. Going off the systematic change part, we are going to the courts and demanding that they follow the laws that are put in place to protect us as youth, as people that are going to inherit this earth and have the responsibility to take care and also live in this on this planet. And by doing those, by committing those actions, polluting the earth and making the earth not a sustainable place for us to live, they are basically violating those rights by promoting and by promoting or supporting a fossil fuel-driven energy system that causes climate change. The U.S. federal government, our government, is violating those constitutional rights by knowingly contributing to climate change. In our lawsuit, Judge Ann Aiken, and that is the judge over the magistrate judge. So in the courts, in the local courts, there's like the magistrate judge, Judge Coffin, who hears their oral arguments, and then once those arguments are heard, the magistrate judge passes it on to a judge higher up, and that is Judge Ann Aiken, and she basically reviews those arguments and determines whether we have the right to go to trial. So basically, Ann Aiken established in her November 2016 ruling that there is a constitutional right to a climate system capable of sustaining human life. And this right exists because of our lawsuit, which is pretty cool because before it wasn't existing in writing, but now it's actually a thing because of our arguments. We filed this lawsuit in 2015, and in that time we have had the fossil fuel industry enter the lawsuit as a defendant against us, which was really weird because it was basically on one side the government and the fossil fuels versus the youth, and it was just a moment where we had to sit back and be like, this is exactly what we were talking about. Of course, and they denied that they had anything to do with anything, but because of the progression of our lawsuit, we kept winning. They eventually had to leave. So we've also gone through 2 administrations, beginning with the Obama administration and now, of course, Trump's. And we have gone to the Supreme Court, I think twice, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals twice, and we've been through trial dates taken away from us multiple times, and once even a week before we had to go to trial. So our case has been going back and forth, and yeah, we started in 2015. So I was a freshman in high school, and if you do the math, I'm a sophomore in college. So we've been in this for a long time, which is a problem. We're not getting anything done as quickly as we would like to. But yeah, we did go to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on June 4th in Portland, Oregon in 2019. So the rulings of that day was that two judges ruled against us and one judge dissented, which meant that they did not side, or two judges did not agree with what we were trying to say. One judge agreed with us. The issue was that we did have a right to sue, but the courts couldn't make the decision for us. So that's the issue right now. Right now we're trying to get it appealed, and but even with that, it's just the amount of support that we've been getting, despite it being derailed for so long. The amount of support keeps growing. And like I said in the beginning, our lawsuit against the federal government is a constitutional climate lawsuit. So there are a handful of different climate lawsuits that are similar to ours, but none are all based on the Constitution like ours. And one thing that I'd like to add is, like, a lot of people like to say that you can't get the courts to rule and make a decision and change the whole system. That's outrageous. But it's happened before. It's not an outrageous idea. It's not completely a radical idea. It's happened before. Like Brown versus Board of Education. That was completely a Supreme Court ruling that integrated schools. And yeah, so here are some ways to contact us. Basically, YouthWeGov, our lawsuit, is coming out with a documentary that they've been working on for a long, long time. Very hard to, since the beginning of the lawsuit, and they're trying to show it at a film festival. I don't know which one though. So if you want to give YouthWeGov Film a follow, here is their Instagram. If you want to follow YouthWeGov on its updates, YouthWeGov is their Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you would like to reach me in any way, ask any questions or anything like that, this is my Instagram, and this is where I usually answer my questions and all that, because I cannot accept any more emails because it is full. But yeah, feel free to contact me. Feel free to follow YouthWeGov Film, and I really appreciate the time that you took to listen to this presentation.